Nutritional supplementation, vitamins, minerals, certain amino acids, things like that, are an individual decision that a person makes on the basis that they believe for some reason that they have a deficiency in that particular thing, perhaps, or maybe they're viewing it as an insurance policy so that they don't, whatever. The facts of the matter are very clear. There is no nutritional deficiency a person can expect to experience on a diet consisting of nothing other than the muscle meat, associated fat, perhaps a bit of butter, some salt. Not one single deficiency that a person can expect to experience. That's not to say a person won't. There may be other factors that might cause a person to be not so good at retaining some of these, mostly electrolytes, it seems, is the big issue that someone's going to have if they do carnivore wrong. Like if they pile in heaps and heaps of liver, Paul Saladino, for example. Or if they consume an insufficient bolus of protein in one meal a day and instead split their protein into 3 or 4 or 5 meals a day, Paul Saladino. Or don't take in enough total protein for their particular body size and activity level, age, stage, etc., Paul Saladino. Those kind of things can happen. But a person that does it sensibly, according to the natural design of things, according to their genetic gift, their anthropological past, will not experience a problem. There are no supplements that will universally be required or perhaps even be associated with definite benefit. But if a person swears by something, fine, who am I to begrudge them that? So long as it's not something that's going to cause a toxicity issue, like copper absolutely will, for example. Personally, I am associated with, I have a business relationship with one company and one company only that produces a product which is touted to be a supplement. I tend not to refer to it as a supplement because it really isn't. It's a thing that we call a nutraceutical. And a nutraceutical is not really a nutrition supplement and not really a pharmaceutical. So it's a nutraceutical, if that makes sense. It's a thing that has a specific effect on the human body, which is definitely beneficial, no question. The particular thing I'm involved with is a product which is an adult stem cell release agent. There's no nutrition to speak of in the product. There's a little bit of, they put in a few vitamins and minerals and things because you know what these companies are like. And I can't convince them to take those things out of it because they don't need to be there. I'm interested in that product and I promote and suggest to everybody that they should be on that product because of what it does. It causes your bone marrow to release your adult stem cells, and those adult stem cells then go around your circulation, find tissues in your body that are in need of renewal or repair of any kind, and they do exactly that. They replace your tissues with brand new ones. Isn't that fantastic? That's awesome. That's the only product that I promote to my people at all. People say, oh, what about vitamin C though? Nope, not required. On a carnivore diet, there's perfectly sufficient vitamin C in the diet. What, in muscle meat? Yes. But it says 0 on the label. Yes, that's because it's below a certain threshold where they're allowed to write 0. Doesn't mean it is 0. And in fact, your need for vitamin C is vastly reduced if you're not also eating carbohydrate. Why is that? Well, it turns out that the transporter that means that you can absorb vitamin C from the blood into the cells is a transporter called GLUT4. Ever heard of that one?
I have. Glucose.
That's the one that transports glucose, isn't it? So if you're piling glucose down your stupid neck multiple times a day, every day of your life, and you have elevated blood glucose, as you will have in that case, then vitamin C needs to work so much harder by way of concentration in the blood to get into your cells, because it's two fat men trying to get through a revolving door at once, if you like. Remove one of those fat men and the other one will go through fine. So get rid of sugar and the vitamin C goes in. You don't need a huge amount of it. Because again, you know, there are millions of people who are eating a carnivore diet. Some of us have been doing it for multiple decades. I can think of, well, the two longest examples I know of are a bloke in the States called Rick Rodriguez, who's been carnivore for over 40 years, 40. And there's a lady called Maggie, who's a rancher, I think in Texas somewhere, who has been carnivore for, I think, 67 years. And neither one of them is dead from scurvy. So what gives? Either the theory is wrong or those two are both superhumans. But then you look across all the other carnivores and go, well, okay, are the rest of us all dead from scurvy within 6 weeks? Oh, must be wrong.
All right, to make sure I have this right, because this is something people talk about, the vitamin C. So vitamin C and glucose, they both share the GLUT4 transporter into the cell. So if you're consuming glucose and you're not getting enough vitamin C, you're going to run into problems. The little bit that's in meat will be able to get into the cell and give you what you need without glucose. So the problem is when you're getting low in carbohydrates and you're trying to rely on meat for that vitamin C.
Yes. So if you eat meat for vitamin C and carbohydrates that don't contain vitamin C, so let's say your diet is meat and bread, then you're going to get scurvy. Yes. Because the carbohydrate from the bread will outcompete the small amount of vitamin C from the meat, and it won't be able to get into your cells, and you will get scurvy at some point, yes. Take the bread out of that situation altogether, double up on your meat intake. Now you've got enough vitamin C because the glucose transporter, the thing that we call the glucose transporter, the GLUT4, is not busy transporting glucose. So it's ready to accept and transport vitamin C at the drop of a hat, and does so.
If you enjoyed that clip, press here for the full episode. I'll see you over there.
Insulin resistance is a normal, natural, indicated, and useful biological process. It is not a pathology, and it is not the cause of diabetes. The diet that these so-called scientists